Ladies and gentlemen, GIRLSET is finally here after a year and a half of pretty much having no music and being radio silent for the majority of it. They're here. Debut or re-debut or rebrand, whatever you want to call it, the new single Commas has been released. I heard it, and I also watched the live show that they put on last night. So I think that there's quite a bit to talk about with both of those things. But let's start with the song. Was it enough? One of the biggest problems that this group had when they were still being called Vicha was the fact that their music sounded like kids bop music. It was very childish. A lot of people complained about that. And now that they don't have those two younger members, I like the direction that they're taking the music in. It definitely feels a lot more bolder. It feels a lot more mature. You could see that in the sound and even in the performances and the outfits themselves. But the song itself, I mean, it still has some elements of like High School Musical type songs, but the energy feels a lot more exciting and it feels way more interesting and fun to listen to. You can start by just looking at the choreography of this song compared to literally any of the other choreographies that they've done in the past, and you could tell that there's a massive difference. The moves feel more dynamic, they feel more kinetic, the girls look like they're having much more fun. And as you know, the audience, as the viewer, you could definitely feel that. Before, it was just like very basic dance moves, and it was honestly kind of boring to watch them on stage. But here, there's something to be excited about, and that's a really good thing. Now, vocally, I do think that the members sound pretty good. It is unfortunate that they lost two of their best vocalists, but I think given the fact and given the circumstances, the members that did stay, they have actually improved a little bit since the last time that we saw them, and you could definitely feel it and see it and hear it, more importantly, in this song. But is it the best comeback in the world? No. And I think part of the reason for that is that the song has a very basic song structure where it's just like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. You do a little bit of a bridge, and then you go into the final chorus. But the problem here is that each section is so short that you barely get any time to get into them, and then the song is over. Like, I will say this, I appreciate the fact that they did attempt a bridge, but for some reason, I still feel like something is missing. Even though they have all the elements that make up a full-length song, it still feels like it's empty. Why is that the case? I have no idea, but 2 minutes, that's another thing. 2 minutes and it's barely over that, right? It's like 2:02. 2 minutes is criminal. This song definitely needed to be at least 2.5. You know, this is the comeback. After a year and a half of no music, this is the comeback, and we only get 2 minutes. But 2 minutes, that's all we have to work with, because as far as I know, they haven't actually confirmed that they're going to release any more music anytime soon. They've said that they're working on stuff, but without a concrete release date or a timeline of like when new things are actually going to come out, this is all we have to work with. And another thing is, like, the actual video itself wasn't even a music video. It was just a performance video, which, listen, it looked good. I liked it. But after a year and a half of no new music, I expected at least a music video. I know things were hard, but come on. This is the bare minimum we're talking about. This can be kind of a problem because, again, let me remind you that one of the mistakes that JYP made was the branding and the promotions and the marketing for the entire group. And I'm worried that they're just gonna repeat the same mistakes again, where they just like, okay, here's a song, and then we disappear for like 6 months. You can't do that with this group. Now is the most important time of their career. There needs to be constant content coming out back to back to back to back to back to back. They should have announced, honestly, last night during their live show, they should have announced the release date of like at least an EP. It doesn't even have to be a full-length album. I'm not expecting the most here, but at least like a 4 to 5, 6 song EP is like the bare minimum that should have already been announced. We should already have a date for that. I think that if you do not release something within the next month, I think you're cooked. Because people are interested now. They want to see what, you know, GIRLSET is going to do now. But if you wait a long time between their next release, people are just going to forget about them again. And you're just going to encounter the same problems that you did back when they were still Vicha. However, they also did a live stream leading up to the release of the song. I watched that obviously, and I really liked it. Some people were saying that it looked low budget, and I agree. It kind of did look a little bit low budget, but that being said, I think this was a great idea because they were asked a ton of questions. They were pretty much getting interviewed the entire time, and then at the end, they did a performance of the song. But I like the fact that they were getting asked so many questions about themselves, about their personalities, because I feel like ever since they debuted, I basically know nothing about them as people. I know about them as like members of this group, but I don't know about them individually in this like very introspective way that these interview questions were being asked. So I appreciate that. I enjoyed that. I would like more content like that where we just get to know them. What are they up to? What are they playing? Like the fact that they were playing games. They talked a lot about those games that they were playing. They talked about the fact that they are writing songs. They're involved in the production process of the music a lot more than they were before. They also talked about the fact that they may even make Spanish music in the future because two of the members speak Spanish. They talked about how Lexi was like cooking for the members and how she makes great pho. I like hearing about stuff like that. So this was a great idea. And it led into that final performance that they did, which some people had some mixed opinions about that as well. I heard some people say that they didn't like the live vocals. I will say this. Again, I appreciate the fact that they tried to do live vocals. Even if it wasn't like super perfect, some of the members were a little bit off in certain points. I like the fact that they at least tried to do live because, you know, lip sync I think would have been a bad idea. But trying to do live, I think was a good move for them, even though it wasn't like perfect. But yeah, like I said, I did see some people say like, oh, they were trash, and I can't believe it, man. They should just give up. Some people were saying that in like the TikTok comments, but like, to be honest, I think it was fine. I think it was good enough to get them out there, to get them in front of people after, again, a year and a half of no new music. Was it perfect? No. But I think this is a decent starting off point, a jumping off point, if you will, into whatever their next era of their career is going to be. But yeah, I think if you want to do this right, you just have to just put out way more stuff. Constant content rolling out on a almost daily basis, right? More TikToks, more YouTube shorts, more Instagram posts, more videos on YouTube in general. Their YouTube channel so far, 2 videos. Or I think it's technically just 1 because the actual like performance video was on the JYP channel. So again, more videos, more vlogs. I want to see more. I want to get to know them. I want to learn about them on a deeper level because that is one of the strengths that Cat's Eye as a group has, is that you're constantly learning little bits and pieces about them almost every single week. Cat's Eye, I feel like they trend like literally every week because there's like some other like nonsense happening, and I don't necessarily want GIRLSET to fall into like the drama farm that Cat's Eye likes to do, because pretty much every single week there's a new controversy with Cat's Eye, and it just makes the whole fandom really messy, and it makes the experience of listening to their music really annoying, and that's why I just avoid Cat's Eye altogether. But for GIRLSET to succeed, I also do think that they need to take a little bit of a page out of Cat's Eye's book, especially with like the live stream stuff. Every time that Cat's Eye live streams, like 2-3 clips go viral. You cannot underestimate the power of viral clips because your fans will blow it up on TikTok. Trust me, it works every single time. All you need to do is just be yourself on these live streams. You don't even need to do anything crazy. You just need to be yourself, because just by the fact that it is live content, you will make mistakes and you may say something dumb and you may like do something silly, but that is content and that gets clipped and that goes on TikTok, and then people go, oh my god, she's so funny, oh, I want to get to know them now, and then boom, now you're all over the place. That's what I think GIRLSET needs, and I would like them to just do more. But that being said, I am very satisfied with the comeback. I think that this is a good jumping off point for them, and I want them to succeed. I'm optimistic because there's a lot of things that I heard that makes me, trust this version of this group a lot more. They said that they're working with like American producers. They're writing some stuff that they said should come out in the future, and that is always exciting. Will it work? I don't know, but I will support them as long as they continue to give us quality stuff. So yeah, shout out to Cat's Eye, or sorry, shout out to GIRLSET. I guess shout out to Cat's Eye too, you know, shout out to both of them. Shout out to all the global girl groups. Shout out to XG. They're having a performance tomorrow, and I will be live streaming that performance on the channel at 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning whenever they go live. So look out for that. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts on Commas down in the comments below. Did you like the song? Are you excited for the group? I feel like most people are going to be in the camp of like, the song is good enough, I'm excited for their future, or honestly, I don't really care about GIRLSET. I didn't care about Bicha, so this doesn't matter to me. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how like the fandom and just the general K-pop audience reacts to the Commas song. But with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and take care, and I'll see you guys next time.